Afternoon come buns. I look a sweaty mess. It's been a long, I'm going to say 2 days for me, but I'm coming today because I know that I'm not the only person that feels this way. Put the seatbelt on so you don't get the ding ding. So I know I'm not the only person that feels this way, especially, but I'm noticing with jobs nowadays, it's no, I guess, formal training, no bylines and guidelines, and it's been a couple of jobs that I've been on that they don't have that. And I'm really taken aback, especially when I originally started working. Well, I mean, I guess Walmart counts and doesn't count. But once you basically, I guess you can say, get into corporate world, like I used to work at Verizon, and with Verizon, we had trainings. So you could be on top, and I feel like trainings keep you abreast of what's going on and how you can improve. And it's like, you see, it feels like that has been lost. And the only reason why I'm actually recording this is because I have another video that's coming out where it was on XO Nicole, and it's basically 21 questions that you can ask during a job interview where you kind of sort of guaranteed to get the job if you, I guess, go under the correct, following what she says, basically. So I noticed that it actually did work, but I think a question that may have been left off of that was, what is the training process? And when I say what's the training process, I mean, what do you all have set forth? Is there a guideline? If not a guideline, the person who is exiting, and this is the job before last that I had, I felt like the person that exit, and I was willing to actually take time out of my own schedule. If I feel like if it's going to be beneficial to me, then it would behoove me to try to get the knowledge from that person, especially if you like a state employee and that person is about to retire. So basically when that happens, that experience is walking out the door. Do they have some people who are willing to say, oh yes, you can still call me, it's no problem? Listen, most times, no. It's really a most time no type situation, because them people be ready to retire. So technically, if I'm still helping the person who is in my old position, I'm technically not retired because I'm still helping. Although it helps, they still don't want to do that. So, you know, at that point, especially if it's not something that you actually have a black background in. And one thing about me, I am an easy learner. It doesn't take me a long time. I'm a very note-taking person. I like to have things in a certain order. A lot of people say I'm a super perfectionist because I don't, and that's probably the Aquarius in me. I don't like being wrong. I really don't. So that's why I ask those questions, so it won't come to a point where somebody says, okay, you know, this is what you did wrong, because I refer back to it and say, it can't be something that I did wrong when it was something that I asked about. So I feel like if I ask about it, you know, this should be what it is. And oftentimes it's not, especially, like I said, with state employees, and I am a state employee at this time. So, I don't know. To me, it's crazy. It's really crazy. I'm not about to say that like it's really crazy because, sorry y'all, I'm recording on my phone, so it's a struggle right now. Because, you know, you really, especially for, like I said, a person coming from a background, and when you get training, you know what you can do. It's the not knowing that is so scary, the unknown. And I mean, I could thug it, but you can only thug it for so long, because at a certain point, it's going to be where somebody says, okay, this wasn't done correctly. And guess what? After being months and months and months in your position, the people, they looking on you to know, like, how many months are you supposed to go to say, how many months or can you go and continuously say, I did not receive training? It only lasts for so long, because I know if it's if the shoe is in the foot and I'm working with someone and this person is telling me, I haven't received training. So at what point is that person going to get the training they need to be able to successfully do their job? And I think another one of my frustrations is I'm an independent worker. So I don't like a person, well, let me go ahead and do it for you. That's not how I operate. I prefer to do my stuff myself. So if something does come up, I'm able to take accountability. That's another thing, accountability. Because Lord Jesus, these last 2 days, I noticed that a lot of people don't like to take accountability for when things go wrong. And no, like I said, nobody wants to be wrong, but shit, when you wrong, you wrong. Take your lick, tell these people that you're sorry, and keep kicking, because that's life. We're human, so there will be human errors at times. Apologize and keep it pushing. But when you are constantly not accepting your faults, that's not a good thing. It's just not. So I really felt like I had to come in and also talk, even with the 21 questions, I would say 22 questions, and my 22nd question is, what is the training process, and what does said training process look like for me? Because it makes no sense for you to have a good job, as they say. It makes no sense for you to have a good job if you can't do it effectively. You just got a job, and especially when it's other people lives that you have in your hand. And when I say lives, I mean their livelihood. Like, whether they are able to stay in a home, or if a child dies, or because these are just instances I'm talking about, because these are agencies that I've worked with. And my thing is, if I'm able to go home and lay down in my bed comfortably, I feel that everybody should. And that's just something that I feel. Everybody, and another thing, everybody wasn't raised the same. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about the 21 questions. But I will make the video about the 21 questions. And it really was like, it's hard because, employees always ask you, do you have any questions for me? And I guess if you don't do research, but that's something that my father always taught me before applying for it, first you need to see what type of retention this company has. And if there are former employee reviews, you need to see it. You need to, because, they do have some people that's quote unquote disgruntled, but for the most part on those reviews, it's accurate. Especially when it's one agency after the other, one review after the other, and it's the same thing that's being stated on the review. You have to listen. Everybody not lying. Everybody isn't lying. So I think that's the only additional question that I think I would have asked was, what Lord, that's the ADD. What's the training like? Tell me what the training. Can you please go over who will be training me, the length of the training? I would also venture to say, like, even if they tell you, well, we will wait. For my previous job, I offered to actually go to the job on my time after I left my other job, because I had a different schedule and they stayed open a little bit later to train with the person, because you just really want to be across the board, especially if somebody is running it. Now, it's okay to be across the board, but also if you see there's room for change, then make that change for it, especially if that change is for the better, you know. So that's all I pretty much had to say. But if that was just really on my mind today, because I was talking to one of my coworkers, and you know, training was something that was spoken about on both of our sides, so we understand, you know, being at an agency who is training you and properly train you. So at that point, if I'm properly trained and something happens, I feel comfortable in saying, you know, you all gave me the information. Either I didn't understand it in its entirety, or, you know, I messed up. You know, it's only two things. I messed up, or I didn't understand. And once you gain the understanding that you need, you know, going forward, you have it, and you can do it correctly and accurately. So that's all I had to say. I hope you guys appreciate, I guess, I don't know what I'm going to call this series. I guess Working Girl series. I think that's what I'll name it. But I just, you know, and I please leave comments, like, for those who have started positions and were not properly trained. What was your recourse? What did you do in order to gain the training? Because like I said, you could thug it for so long. Yeah, if you have survival tactics, yes, you can do that, but that only goes for so long. So after that point, what happens? So like I said, leave comments, encouragement, especially encouragement, Jesus, because I need it right now. So leave encouragement, encouraging comments, because look, it's real right now. It's real for you, girl. But I love you guys, and thank you guys for watching.